Hello fellow readers, my name is Sugar and welcome to my first TBR versus wrap-up video. The point of this video is to see how my TBR differs from my wrap-up, which, spoilers alert, it differs a lot. I usually don't make TBRs, but I wanted to see if I'm able to stick to my TBR at least once a year, I don't know. So we'll get to my March TBR to see what should I been reading last month. First book I'm going to put here because I can't find it currently, and it's The Shining by Stephen King. I've read like half of it and I need to finish it, and I haven't done it in March. The next one is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, American Gods novel Shadows by Neil Gaiman, the second book in Grisha trilogy, Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. And every month I give people on Instagram choice. I take photo of 2 books and then get them a poll to vote for whichever book they want, and I read that book during the month, but unfortunately I haven't done that in March. What have I read in March? The only thing that has been in my TBR and that I've read is this American Gods graphic novel, Volume 1. Things I need to say about this. It's amazing, it follows the book perfectly, and I hope it is going to continue that way, and I gave it 5 stars. Next up, these are not in order by the way, because I don't remember the order I read them. The next one is The Parent Nightingale. It is amazing. Catherine Arden did a great job in collecting information about Slavic mythology and Eastern Slavic Russian mythology. So this is like a Russian fairy tale. I gave it 5 stars, and I had no idea that it has a sequel, so I can't wait for the sequel to be translated, because I read in English, but I don't like to read first book in one language and the second in another, and also because I'm Slavic, I would understand it much more if it is in Serbian and it has our words for all those mythological creatures. I have finally read Torch Against the Night. Oh yeah, Parent Nightingale, I don't know if I said it, 5 stars. This was excellent reading month. I read Torch Against the Night. It's much better than Ember in the Ashes. Laia is much less annoying, and the storyline is pretty cool. Although that plot twist, awesome. I wanted to finish A Knight of Seven Kingdoms by George R.R. Martin, but I realized that I don't remember most important parts, so I read it all over. It's cool. I like the story. I like that Tank and Egg are going to adventure and all of that, but I wanted it to be a little bit more adventurous, so I gave it 4 stars. Also, that end wasn't satisfying at all. It looks like it's going to get a sequel, but wait for it. This is published in 1998. Let's be honest, George R.R. Martin is not going to write a sequel to this one. March is the month of women empowerment, so I read 2 books in that spirit. First one is called Janicoo Superman. It means women who changed the world. I'm not sure, last time I checked there wasn't an English version of this. This was translated from Spanish. It's a story about 26 strong women. They are in chronological order. Illustrations are amazing, and I rated it 5 stars because it was really good to read something like this. And on the same note, I read Good Night Stories for Rebel Girls. It's on the same track as the previous one. It has 100 stories about amazing women like Joan Jett, but I gave it 4 stars because although it's better because it has more stories about more women, a lot of them are women who are alive today, but these fairy tale looking stories are too short for me to learn something new. I already knew, and this one gives you a little bit wider story. This one is good for you to discover a new person and then Google it to see what's the fuss about her. That is my wrap-up for March. I'm going to set my TBR for April and see if I'm going to stick to it, because I surely haven't stick to March TBR. So on the TBR for April is The Shining by Stephen King, which I need to find in order to read it. The next one is the one I haven't read last month, and it is Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo, and I also want to read Ruin and Rising. Is it called? Yeah, Ruin and Rising, the last book in the Grisha trilogy, so I can finally start Six of Crows. The next book is also going to be here because I've already read it this month, and my friend took it from me yesterday in order to read it, but I forgot that I need to film this. So here it is, the picture of it. It's called Forum Feminism. It's a book about 13-year-old feminist who is writing a blog, and she gives you like simple explanations on feminism, and I think that this book should be obligation to read in school. The next one is also Serbian book, although Forum Feminism is Bosnian book. This one is Serbian book. It's called Najnormalniji čovjek na svetu, which means the most normal man in the world. It's by author Ivan Tokin. I read his newest novel, which is called Pas, which means dog, and it's amazing, so I decided to read this one and see if it's equally good as the last one. Second to last one in my TBR, which I started reading and I'm on page 100, is Gemina. I know everyone reads Obsidio because Obsidio is just published, but I've got this in October and haven't read it since. And also it take a lot of time for this to translate, so I will wait for Obsidio to be published in Serbia, which will be, I guess, again September or October. And the last one is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I don't think I need to give some special reasons for this. Everyone says it's awesome. I watched the movie, but also everyone says that the movie is nothing like the book, so I'm going to check out this book. And that is all for today's video. You've seen that my wrap-up looks nothing like my TBR, and you've seen my TBR for this month. I'm currently sticking to it, but we'll see at the end of this or beginning at the next month how I've done my job, because I have one job: to read the books from my TBR. So I will stop rambling and I will see you in my next video, hopefully. Until then, do widzenia!